Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव सरी गौर भक्त वृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव सरी गौर भक्त वृंदा। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे ज्ञानेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की
जय
जय
हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन।
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा
Krishna, hope everyone had a nice long weekend. Hello Sumit, Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna.
Hello Tarun.
Hare Krishna again. Hare Krishna everyone.
Hare Krishna Nishant.
हरे कृष्णा
And we have my friend Sachin joining too. Hello Sachin, Hare Krishna.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Hare Krishna.
हेलो हरे कृष्णा
Hello Sachin. Hare Krishna.
So, we have been reading Srimad Bhagvatam. As we all know, there are 12 cantos, 12 books. Mahatyam is what we call in Srimad Bhagvatam. We, of course, started reading before a couple of months, several weeks, Canto 1, Creation. And in Canto 1, we have read, last Thursday, we completed chapter 14. So we completed 14 adhyayas. We can see like just in 14 adhyayas, in just a couple of months, it seems like we have really read a lot, already. And there are 332 chapters. We have just done 14, but it feels really good, right? And having gone through Queen Kunti's stuti, Bhishma Pitama's stuti, and just the Vyas Devji and Narad Dev Rishi's stuti, going through all the summary of the incarnations, how the Parikshit Maharaj was born, and so on and so forth. How the Dhritarashtra quits home, right? We saw how Mahatma Vidur comes back and he takes Dhritarashtra out and he takes him to Himalayas so that he can get some moksha. And then, of course, now we read about the disappearance of Lord Krishna. So what's happening here in chapter 14? What happened is Yudhishthira Maharaj is started to get all the inauspicious signs. So something is not right. And meanwhile, Arjun had gone to Dwarika and he was not back for 6 to 7 months. So based on all those inauspiciousness, Maharaj Yudhishthira ko lag raha hai ki something is absolutely not right. And then unko Dev Rishi Narad ki baatein yaad aa rahi hai, where he said ki Lord Krishna is going to depart to his abode, and he's remembering that, so he's not, of course, happy about that. He's thinking through it, and then Arjun comes back. And when the Arjun comes back, he falls down on Yudhishthira's feet, and he's not speaking anything. So he's so dejected. He's not speaking anything. So Maharaj Yudhishthira is asking him like, hey, what has happened? Have you done any irreligious thing? Right? So Maharaj Yudhishthira knows, but he's trying to find out from Arjun, like why he's so dejected, what has gone wrong? Like, have you done something wrong, right? Any good person, when you do something wrong, you'll feel guilty about it, right? So Maharaj Yudhishthira is telling all sort of things, and Arjun is still not able to speak. So we'll continue from there, and that's the chapter 15, which is about the Pandavas also retired timely. So Lord Krishna departs to the abode, but then once that happens, Pandavas also decide to retire. So that's what we are going to read in chapter 15. So let's start with text 1. Sute vacha evam Krishna sakah Krishno bhrata ragya vikalpitah nana shankya padam rupam Krishna vishwalesha karshitah. So Sud Goswami said, Arjun, the celebrated friend of Lord Krishna was grief-stricken. Grief-stricken because of his strong feeling of separation from Krishna over and above all Maharaja Yudhishthira's speculative inquiries. Right? So Maharaj Yudhishthira is doing speculative inquiries like, hey, what have you done? Why are you rejected? And which is on top of his grief over separation from Lord Krishna. Okay, and so this is, who is saying this? Sud Goswami is saying to whom?
Arjun.
To Sud Goswami Maharaj.
No,
Is
all the
yeah,
He is telling all the rishis, right?
All of the rishis.
right. All the rishis who have gathered in Nemi Saranya, headed by Swanak Muni. So Srimad Bhagvatam is being recited again by Sud Goswami Ji Maharaj at Nemi Saranya. He's reciting all the 18,000 shloks to all the rishis who have gathered. So he's telling all the rishis that Arjun, first of all, is grief-stricken, and now Maharaj Yudhishthira is doing all the speculative inquiries. So he has really, totally dejected at this point. Okay, Nisha.
शोकेन शुष्य द्वदन् हत्सरोजो हतप्रभः विभुं स्मरन्ना शक्नोत् प्रतिभाषितुम्. Due to grief, Arjuna's mouth and lotus-like heart had dried up. Therefore, his body lost all luster. Now, remembering the Supreme Lord, he could hardly utter a word in reply. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So he's constantly remembering the Supreme Lord and he is not able to utter any word. Anilji?
कृच्छेण संसत्तभ्य शुचः पाणिनां रज्यनेत्रयो परोक्षेण समन्नद्ध प्रणयोत् कंठयः कातरः. With great difficulty, he checked the tears of grief that smeared his eyes. He was very distressed because Lord Krishna was out of his sight, and he increasingly felt affection for him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So Panina Mrijya Netrayo hai, right? So he is, by difficulty, he is checking his tears smearing from his eyes. Rinaji?
Sakyam Maitrim Sahridam Cha Sarathyaadishu Sansmaran Nipamagraj Mityaha Bashpa Gaddadya Gira. Remembering Lord Krishna and his well-wishes, benefactions, intimate familial relations, and his chariot driving, Arjun, overwhelmed and breathing very heavily, began to speak. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So he's remembering Lord Krishna. He has been his Sakyam, Maitrim, Sohridam, right? Sarathya issue. So Sanchmaran, so he's remembering all that, and then he begins to speak to Maharaj Yudhishthira. Mukesh?
वाचितो अहम महाराज हरिणा बंधु रूपिणा येन मे अपहृतं तेजो देवस्विस्पानम महत. Arjuna said, O king, the supreme personality of God who treated me exactly like an intimate friend has left its demigods, is no longer with me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Right? Harina Bandhurupina, Lord Krishna, who treated Arjun like an intimate friend, we all know about that, is no longer with Arjun. Is what Arjun is now telling Maharaj Yudhishthira. Ajay?
Yasya क्षण वियोगेन लोको हाय प्रिया दर्शनः उत्केद रहितो हृष मित्रकः प्रोचेत यथा. I have just lost him whose separation for a moment would render all the universes unfavorable and void like bodies without life. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? Feeling like bodies without life. Actually, we can read this purport quickly if you want. Sachin, would you like to read?
Sure. Factually, for a living being, there is no one dearer than the Lord. The Lord expands himself by innumerable parts and parcels as Swamsa and Vibhinnamsa. Paramatma is the Swamsa part of the word, Lord, whereas the Vibhinnamsa parts are the living beings. As the living being is the important factor in material body, for without the living being, the material body has no value. Similarly, without Paramatma, the living being has no status quo. Similarly, Brahman or Paramatma has no locus standi without the Supreme Lord Krishna. This is thoroughly explained in the Bhagavad Gita. They are all interlinked with one another or interdependent factors. Thus, in the ultimate issue, the Lord is Samman Bonam, and therefore the vital principle of everything.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sachin.
Hare.
So what this is saying is, see how it's relating everything, right? Living being is the important factor in the material body, right? So we know that the material body itself is not that important if there is no living being inside, right? If there is no soul, and that soul is nothing without Paramatma, right? The supreme soul. And that what it's saying is that the supreme soul is also, and the Paramatma has no locus standi without the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, right? So we have seen how everything has originated from Lord Krishna in terms of, Karanodakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, and then how, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and all these 14 lords. So how everything has originated. So this is the relation which is being said, like we can understand like how a material body of no use, like without a living being, then similarly, the Paramatma, the Supreme Soul, is nothing without the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna himself. Sumit?
यत् संश्रया द्रुपो गेहो मागापागतानं राज्ञं स्वंवरमुखे स्मर दुर्मादानं तेजुहृतं खलु मया बीतस्य मतस्य सजीकृतेनु धनुष दिगता च कृष्ण. Only by his merciful strength was I able to vanquish all the lusty princes assembled at the palace of King Draupad for the selection of bridegroom. With my bow and arrow, I could pierce the fish target and thereby gain the hand of Draupadi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So what is going on right now? Arjun is remembering all the things about Lord Sri Krishna, right? What happened? And so now he's remembering that I could not have done that. I could not have, gone to drop this Shwamvar. So everyone remembers that, right? Drop this Shwamvar, Krishna. Krishna is Draupadi, right? Dhanusha Dhigata cha Krishna. And so by King Drupad, he would not have been able to do that if it was not Lord Krishna's mercy. So this is what now Arjun is remembering all about Lord Krishna. Tarun?
यत् सन्निधौ अहं युकन्दवम् अग्नेधम् इन्द्रं का समरगणं तरसा विजित्य लब्ध सभा मया कृता धूत शिलमाया दिग्भ्यो हरणं नेपतायो बलिम अध्वरेते. Because he was near me, it was possible for me to conquer with great dexterity the powerful king of heaven, Indradeva, along with his demigod associates, and thus enable the fire god to devastate the Kandava forest. And only by his grace was the demon named Maya saved from the blazing Kandava forest. And thus we could build our assembly house of wonderful architecture workmanship, where all the princes assembled during the performance of Raj Surya Yajna and paid tributes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So, I don't know if you remember, like during Mahabharata, what happens is, the Khandava which Maharaj Yudhishthira goes and he creates a whole new place, right? Khandava is all like forest and everything, and this becomes like a beautiful place to stay. And at that point, what happens is the Agni, the whole forest is like basically burned by the Agni god, right? The fire god, Agni Dev. And then there's a demon called Maya. So that Maya demon was in Khanda forest. And there's a story about that. And he actually creates that whole Mahasabha where all the princes assembled during the performance of Rajsuya Yagna. So that was done by a demon Maya. So there's a story behind that, like what actually happened, right? So Maya was a demon. So what was going on was that, he was like, let's read from here his story. I think it's good to know that. Tarun, you want to read?
Sure. Maya was also a materialistic like that, and he knew the art of creating
Right.
such wonderful things. And yet, Lord Krishna wanted to kill him. When he was chased both by the fire and by the wheel of Lord Krishna, he took shelter of such a devotee as Arjuna, who saved him from the wrath of the fire of Lord Sri Krishna. Devotees are therefore more merciful than the Lord, and in devotional service, the mercy of a devotee is more valuable than mercy of the Lord. Both the fire and the Lord ceased from chasing the demon as soon as both of them saw that the demon was given shelter by such a devotee as Arjuna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anisha?
This demon, feeling obliged to Arjun, wanted to do him some service to show his gratefulness, but Arjun declined to accept anything from him in exchange. Lord Sri Krishna, however, being pleased with Mai for his taking shelter of a devotee, and asked him to render service to King Yudhishthir by building a wonderful assembly house. The process is that by the grace of the devotee, the mercy of the Lord is obtained, and by the mercy of the Lord, a chance to serve the Lord's devotee is obtained. The club of Bhimsen was also a gift of my Danav. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So the important factor here is devotees are therefore more merciful than the Lord, right? Once somebody is in the sharan of a devotee, even Lord Krishna, takes care of them, is what is being said. So actually, I don't know if you watch that Kaun Banega Crorepati, there was a question before, and I was just watching it once, and there was a question like, who created this Mahasabha in the Khandava, like Indraprasth, right? And that was Mai who did that. Right. Okay. So there's a story behind that. Yarina?
यत्तेजसा नृपशिरो अंगग्रे महन्मखार्थम आयोरनुजस्तव गजायुत सत्ववीर्यः तेनाहृताः प्रमथनासमखाय भूपा यन्मोचितास्त दनयन्बली मध्वरे ते. Your respectable younger brother, who passes the strength of 10,000 elephants, killed by his grace Jarasandh, whose feet were worshipped by many kings. These kings had been brought for sacrifice in Jarasandh's Mahabhairava Yagya, but they were thus released. Later they paid tribute to your majesty. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So Arjuna is remembering all the stuff which has happened, and I know you know the story of Jarasandha, right? If you know the story of Jarasandha, and saying like the younger brother who possessed the strength of 10,000 elephants, right? Gaj Ayut Satva Virya hai, that's like 10,000 elephants. Who is that?
That's a Bhim.
Bhim, right? Younger brother of Maharaj Yudhishthira, Bhim, who possessed like a strength of 10,000 elephants, right? But he could only kill Jarasandha by Lord Krishna's grace. Otherwise, he could not have been, would not have been able to kill Jarasandha, who had so many kings, you know, and he had got so many kings by defeating them, and then he was going to do like a sacrifice. He was going to sacrifice all those kings, and that was stopped by Lord's mercy. So that's the story of Jarasandha. You know, you can read about that, essentially, you know, Jarasandha was like two parts, and then he was combined, right? If you remember, and then Bhim and Jarasandha were fighting, and then in the end, Lord Krishna tells him like to separate Jarasandha, and then only you can get rid of him. Otherwise, you cannot, right? So Arjuna is remembering all that, like so much has been done by Lord Krishna. Sachin, would you like to read Shlok?
Yes. न्यास तद्वधिमका कल्पता महाभिषेका शालघिष्ठा चारु कवरम कित्वय सभायां स्पृष्टम विकीर्य पदयोः पतिता श्रुमुखाय ख्या यत्तत्स्त्रियो कृतहते श्वमिक्त केशा. It was he only who loosened the hair of all the wives of the miscreants who dared open the cluster of your queen's hair, which had been nicely dressed and sanctified for the great Rajasuya sacrificial ceremony. At that time, she fell down at the feet of Lord Krishna with tears in her eyes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So, who is that? Whom are we talking about here?
Draupadi.
Draupadi, right? Right. So Draupadi, when that happened, I think, you know, during the that Krida thing, when they played the Chaucer, right? And so that time her hairs were dragged. So that's what, and she remembered Lord Krishna. So Arjuna is remembering all that, and of course, so we'll continue reading this in this adhyay. We have 4 minutes only, but we will now play a kirtan. Just 1 second. Any comments, anyone?
Govind